20 Ways to Find Motivation. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for our future updates. Some days you wake up motivated and ready to go. And some days things feel heavy as you arise and it is hard to get going and find that inner drive. Here are some simple and smart strategies that work to get back into the right groove and to get things done. Here are 20 tips and habits for doing just that. Number 1, start small if big leads you to procrastinating. If a project or task feels too big and daunting, don't let that lead you into procrastination. Instead, break it down into small steps, like just setting up your blog or cleaning for 5 minutes, and then take just one of them to start moving forward. Number 2, reduce the daily distractions. When you have easily accessible distractions all around you, then it becomes hard to focus. So shut the door to your office. Put your smartphone in silent mode at the other end of your workspace or home. And use an extension for your browser like Stay Focused to keep yourself on track. Number 3, get accountability from the people in your life. Tell your friends what you will do on social media, via phone or in real life. Ask one or more of them to regularly check up on you and your progress. By doing this, you'll be a lot less likely to try to weasel out of things or give up at the first obstacle. Number 4, get motivation from the people in your life. Spend less time with negative people who always look at the dark or apathetic side of things. And spend more of the time you have now freed up with enthusiastic or motivated people and let their energy flow over to you. Number 5, get the motivation from people you don't know. Don't limit yourself to just the motivation you can get from the people closest you. There is a ton of motivating quotes, books, podcasts, blogs and success stories out there that you can tap into to up or renew your motivation. Number 6, play music that gives you energy. One of the simplest things I do when I feel low in energy or motivation is to play music that is upbeat and or inspires me in some way. A break with a few songs or working while listening to them for a while usually works well. Number 7, find the optimism. Pessimism can drain both your motivation and energy. But the positive and constructive way of looking at things can, on the other hand, energize and recharge your motivation. So when you're in what looks like a negative situation, ask yourself questions like, what's one thing that's good about this? And what's one hidden opportunity here? Number 8, be kind to yourself when you stumble. It's so easy to fall into the trap of beating yourself when you stumble or fail. Be kind to yourself, nudge yourself back on the path you are on and take one small step forward. Number 9, be constructive about the failures. To make your setbacks more valuable and less hurtful, be constructive about them. When you stumble, ask yourself, what is one thing I can learn from this setback? Then keep that lesson in mind and take action on it to improve what you do. Number 10, compare yourself to yourself and see how far you have come. Instead of deflating yourself and your motivation by comparing yourself to others who are so far ahead of you. Number 11, compete in a friendly way. When you're in school or at work, make it a friendly competition with a friend to, for example, finish a boring or routine task first. Just that element of competition tends to liven things up. And if you want to, you can also add a small prize for extra motivation, like the winner getting a free ice cream or a beer from the other person. Number 12, remind yourself of why you are working toward this. When you're feeling unmotivated and low in energy, it's easy to lose sight of why you're doing something. So take 2 minutes and write down your top 3 reasons for doing this work: getting an education, working out, saving that extra money, or something else. Put that note where you can see it every day or keep it in your smartphone for easy access when you need a motivational boost. Number 13, remind yourself of what you're moving away from. You can also motivate yourself to get going again by looking at the negative impact of staying on your current path. Ask yourself, what will the consequences be if I continue on this path for 1 more year? And if I do it for 5 more years? I have found that this exercise has given me the kickstart I needed many times in the past years. Number 14, be grateful for what you got. When motivation is running low, then it's easy to start seeing your life and the aspects of it through a negative lens. To put your focus on what you still have and who you are, and to recharge with positivity and motivation, ask yourself a question like, what are 3 things I sometimes take for granted but can be grateful for in my life? My answers would, for example, be a roof over my head, clean water, and not having to go hungry. Number 15, mix things up. A rut will kill motivation. So mix things up. Make a competition out of a task with yourself or with someone else. When you work out, vary what you do instead of going through the motions. Listen to music and podcasts that you usually don't listen to. New input and variation tends to be a good way to keep the motivation up, or to recharge it. Number 16, declutter your workspace. Take a couple of minutes to clean it up. I find that having an uncluttered and minimalistic workspace helps me to think more clearly, and I feel more focused and ready to tackle the next task, or small step. Number 17, reduce your to-do list to just one item. An overstuffed to-do list can be a real motivation killer. So try reducing your current to-do list to just one item. The one that's most important to you right now, or perhaps the one you've been procrastinating on for way too long. Then get started by taking a big, small or tiny step. And have another list tucked away somewhere where you can't see it with other tasks to do later on. Number 18, don't forget about the breaks. Few things can, in my experience, drain the daily motivation like just working non-stop. Instead, work for 45 minutes each hour and use the rest for a break where you eat a snack, get out for some fresh air, or do a bit of stretching. You'll, perhaps somewhat counterintuitively, get more done in a day and week and do work of higher quality because your energy, focus and motivation will simply last longer. Number 19, adjust your goal size. If a big goal in your life feels overwhelming, set a smaller goal to find your motivation again. And if a smaller goal doesn't seem inspiring, try to aim higher and make it bigger goal and see how that affects your motivation. Number 20, exercise. Working out doesn't just affect your body. I find that just 20 to 30 minutes of lifting free weights releases inner tensions and stress and makes me feel more focused once again. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.